always here at Universal Orlando. So I get asked a lot of questions. Well, today we are going to be covering some of the most commonly asked questions I get here on the Krystal Palace about the one and only Universal, my favorite place. So let's answer some questions and help you plan your vacation. While I'm in one of my favorite quiet areas here in Seuss Landing, there's just like empty space. Let's start off with the first common question, and that is, if you're coming to a Universal for the very first time, what do you do? The biggest tip that I could ever give anyone is to just be prepared. Watch your YouTube videos. I suggest the Krystal Palace. Do your research on tickets. Get vacation planning help if you need it. The more prepared you are, the better. You don't want to get here and have no idea what you're doing, don't know what rides are here, think that you're going to experience Star Wars here at Universal. Be prepared so you know what you're coming into, especially if you have kids. You don't want them to be like, oh yeah, we're going to Star Wars, and then they get here and they cry because there's no Star Wars here. You know what I mean? You want to be prepared as possible. I do have a video basically on every single question that's going to be answered in this video, so I'll link as many as I can in the description, but especially for first timers, I have a whole video on that I made recently, so you could check that out. Oh, I love seeing them out. It's Dr. Doom. Always so many fun character meet and greets you'll just run into all around the park. If you get the park-to-park ticket, which I recommend because I think it's really fun hopping back and forth, especially between Islands and Universal. I think it's one of the greatest parks about Universal Orlando itself is that how close the parks are. You can, of course, take the Hogwarts Express, or you could simply walk like we are doing right now. It's about a 5-minute walk. The only problem is it gets super hot in the summer, but it's a better alternative than waiting an hour for the Hogwarts Express. If you don't have the Express Pass, or if you've already ridden it and you don't want to ride it again, you could just take this nice walk through City Walk. Another question I get asked so much is must-do food. So what are my favorite eats around the parks? What are my favorite drinks around the parks? And if you watch the Krystal Palace, you know I have my favorites. I have to shout out one of my favorite quick services here in Islands of Adventure and all of Universal, honestly, Thunder Falls Terrace. They don't have your typical chicken fingers theme park food. That's why I like it so much. They have like rotisserie chicken, they have ribs, they have a great salad. Always some good options here at Thunder Falls Terrace. And it's never really that busy. Over in Universal Studios Florida, I love the Minion Cafe. They have a ton of unique options there too, like a pork sandwich and great kids meals. You know I love my Pip from the Minion Cafe. In Epic Universe, Pizza Moon and Oak and Star Tavern are my go-tos. Delicious food, and I love the mobile ordering system in these restaurants. All you do is go in, sit down, order on your phone, and the food will come right out to you. It is so quick and easy. You can't go wrong with any of these spots. Always, always, always get yourself one of these. Shepherd's pie jacket potato. You will not regret it. In terms of sit-down meals, Finnegan's is great, even though it's currently under refurbishment until the end of the year, so you won't actually be able to eat here, but when it reopens, I suggest it. Mardi Gras just ended here at Universal Orlando, and that brings me to the next question that I get asked often, and that is, what is the best time to visit the parks? Now that Epic Universe has opened, there honestly aren't many low crowd times to visit anymore. But my personal favorite time to visit is in September, because typically does have lower crowds. It is still hotter than the sun, but you have Halloween Horror Nights, which is, even if you're not that into horror, but you're open to doing it, you will appreciate just the excitement, the energy around the event. It's unbelievable. You'll get addicted if you go for the first time. So September's a great time to go when kids go back to school. Right when kids go back to school, they're not really traveling right away. I personally like September, and also the beginning of December, which is my birthday. Not why I like going that time, but oh, the weather is beautiful. It's a lot cooler, and you got the holidays, which are included in your park ticket. Another great time to visit as well. Another question I've been getting asked recently is, will you ride Fast and Furious when it opens? And my answer is absolutely. I am so excited for Rip Ride Rocket's replacement. I think it's going to be awesome. It's opening in 2027. If you don't already know about it, it's going to be a insane drifting coaster. They're opening one in Universal Studios Hollywood this year, actually, the one in Orlando. coming in 2027. It's going to be a monster, I have a feeling. We don't really know too much about it yet. We do know that it's going to have a vertical spike, and the cars are drifting, which means they're going to rotate as they go along the track. And it's built by Intamin, which is the same manufacturer as the Velocicoaster, which makes me feel very hopeful because we all know how awesome Velocicoaster is, right? You know what I haven't had in so long that I was just like, you know what? There's no line. I'm getting myself one. A nice Voodoo donut. Honestly, I kind of found a little money-saving tip with Voodoo donuts. I got the Raspberry Romeo, which is a jelly donut. Pretty big, good size donut here, and it was only $3.75 compared to, I had a croissant this morning, a chocolate croissant, that was almost $6. Voodoo Donuts is like honestly way more worth it than that. I got the croissant at Croissant Moon Bakery, so one other reason to get a donut. Yes. That is very good. Very good donut. Another popular question I get, and for good reason, because it's very important to select the right hotel for your family vacation, is what's your favorite hotel? Now, there's truly a universal hotel for everyone, and I just put out a video ranking every single universal hotel because I've stayed at all of them multiple times. So personally, my favorites are Surfside, Royal Pacific, Hard Rock, and Stella Nova. Now, that's not even the order that I ranked them in because I tried to do it from a perspective that can apply to everyone. Those are just my personal favorites. They're all so great, but these are the ones that I usually lean to. Now, I would love to stay at Portofino Bay and Hard Rock and Royal Pacific more, but that usually has a pretty high price tag. Now, for families, I always say Cabana Bay is the ultimate family hotel with their awesome amenities like the lazy river, slides, bowling alley, ice cream shop, and more. For adults only stay, Aventura is amazing. Surfside's great. If you're going to Epic Universe, I love Stella Nova because you can simply walk across the street. There is a Universal Hotel for all your needs, so be sure to check out my Universal Hotel videos so you can get a little more in-depth information on the best hotel for you. But those are my favorites. Now, when you're planning your trip too, a lot of people wonder, what park should I go to? Say you only have one day at Universal and you only want to visit one park. Which is best for you? Well, to keep it short, simple, and sweet, I'll give you a little quick breakdown and overview of which park is best for you. Now, I would say you should visit Islands of Adventure if you are a thrill seeker. This is home to the Hulk, the Velocicoaster. I don't know why I said it like that. Velocicoaster. Hagrid's, Dr. Doom's Fearful. A lot of thrill rides. So this is great for kids with teenagers. I remember my first trip to Universal. I was about 11 and the Hulk was a little too much for me. I rode Rip Ride Rocket for the first time, but the Hulk I wasn't ready for just yet. So right after that age though, that's like the perfect time for teenagers. Bring your kids to go to Islands of Adventure. They do have some kid play areas, so it's not like it's bad for kids, but I just think teenagers and up will get the most enjoyment out of Islands of Adventure. Now, kids are going to love Universal Studios Florida because you have Minion Land, you have DreamWorks Land, you have E.T. Even though they probably don't know what E.T. is, it's still a cute ride. You have a lot of cute fun areas now for kids that are new, or if you don't like rides, you don't like these thrill rides, you might want to go to Universal Studios Florida because they don't have as intense coasters. If you are a big movie fan, you're going to want to go here because once again, E.T., they have a little Jaws photo op that you can experience, a little nod to the old attraction that was there. Universal would be great for that. And of course, if you want the new, the latest, the greatest technology, rides, experiences, Epic Universe is for you. If you're a big Nintendo fan, How to Train Your Dragon fan, Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic, the Fantastic Beasts, you're going to want to see Epic Universe because it is amazing. But Epic Universe only has 13 rides currently and attractions. So if you want the most rides, this might not be the park for you. Picture this. You're here for early park admission at Universal. You're so excited. You can't wait to go on all the best attractions. What do you do first? another question that I get asked a lot. Now, if you watch the Krystal Palace, you know I always emphasize on my channel how important early park admission is. So a top question I get asked is, what are the best rides for early park admission? Now, for Islands of Adventure, it's super easy. Hagrid's is the way to go. Get in line way before EPA begins, 30 to 45 minutes, and head right to Hagrid's. The line for Hagrid's has gotten even longer since the Express Pass was added, making early park admission even more important than normal because the wait times will be so long all day, and your chance to ride it with the shortest wait time is right in the morning. Now, Epic Universe early park admission is a little trickier because there are more options and less reliability, meaning that some rides might not be ready up and running when early park admission begins. I like to suggest heading to Super Nintendo World if you are at the front of the line when early park admission begins. Now, if you're a big Harry Potter fan, you might want to head to Ministry first, but Super Nintendo World will be the most crowded area. That's why I suggest heading there only if you're at the front of the pack. Now, if you're doing EPA from Helios, if you're staying there, I have a video actually comparing entering the front of the park and Helios if you want to check that out. But if you're staying at Helios and you want to hit Ministry first, you're going to be right there, which would be a really great benefit too. You don't want to waste your early park admission on Dark Universe, especially Monsters Unchained, because the capacity is so awesome for that ride, and it's also like the best ride ever. It's my favorite. Oh, I wish I could ride it every single day of my life. The wait time always drops midday for this ride, so don't head there first. You won't need to. Another question I receive is, what is the best way to do Universal? So now, I visited Universal many times for fun or creating content, which is still fun. But I could say that the best way to visit is by visiting for at least 3 days. You want to spend 1 day at each park, especially if it's your first time. It becomes really stressful when you have to cram everything into 1 or 2 days, especially now with the opening of Epic Universe. Having at least 1 day at each park ensures that you will have time to not only ride the top attractions, but to also breathe, enjoy the atmosphere, the little details, maybe see a show or two. It will allow you to appreciate the park more than having to just run from ride to ride to ride. If one thing's for sure, you are guaranteed to have a great time at Universal Orlando no matter what you end up doing. But if you need more vacation planning tips, be sure to watch the other videos on my channel, as I have video covering pretty much everything. If you enjoyed this one though, be sure to give it a big thumbs up right down below and subscribe so you don't miss another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I answered some of your questions. If you have any more, definitely leave them down below and maybe I'll answer them in a future video. See you in the next one. Peace.